Welcome to In the Kitchen with Dinah. Today we're making pretzel salad.
Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah. Someone's in the kitchen, I know. Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah. Gonna taste good, I know.
Pretzel salad has been a staple in my family for a really long time. Ever since I can remember, childhood, potlucks at church, things like that. Every holiday, Christmas, Easter, if we had a special birthday, pretzel salad was a part of it. It is a pretzel crust with whipped cream and cream cheese and then a strawberry Jello. Some people use raspberry Jello. When I met my husband, I took it to one of their family holiday parties. Do you remember which one? It's probably Christmas. And they all said, pretzel what? How do you make pretzels into a salad? And I said, well, so I told them what it was. And for the last 28, almost 29 years, they have also had it at every family gathering, Christmas, Easter, and other barbecue special events. So one day, it's been around for as long as I can remember. One day I was watching Paula Dean and she's like, I got this great pretzel salad. I'm like, Paula, it's been around for at least 30 years, if not longer, probably 40. So I thought I'd share it with you guys today. It is super delicious. It's the sweet versus the salty. I'm not sure if it's a dessert or a salad. We call it a salad. So I'm using gluten-free pretzels today just because we have gluten-free people at our holiday gatherings. You can use regular. You do want to use the sticks or the cute little pretzel-shaped twists, I think they're called. Yeah. So we want 2.5 cups of pretzels. And this is gonna be loud, so hey, I know, sorry. And I don't ever measure, so pardon me as I just dump. I usually just dump them in here and crush them, but so we want about 2.5 cups of pretzels in here. Actually, let's just figure this out. 8 ounces, so it's gonna be. These gluten-free ones are a little smaller. I'm gonna use my meat mallet and smash them. These are pretty easy to smash. All right. So you don't want them totally smashed to like graham cracker crumbs. I like mine a little chunky. So let's dump them in the bottom of a 9x13. And I'm using a 9x13 that has a lid. If you don't have a lid, saran wrap works, but the Pyrex ones work great. And I'm actually gonna add a few more pretzels. I like a good covering on my 9x13. That looks better. All right, so over the years, this recipe has become very varied. And so I grew up slicing a stick of butter and just laying cubes on top. Over the years, I've seen recipes where they totally blast the pretzels to smithereens like graham cracker crust, melt the butter on the stove and add sugar, about 1/4 cup of sugar to that mixture. I think that's too much sugar. I really like the sweet and the salty. So this is the recipe I grew up with. So, and even mine still has variations. Sometimes we add pineapple, sometimes we don't. So I'm just gonna take a stick of butter. I'm gonna lay all the little pats down and then we're gonna bake this for 10 minutes at 350. So, I know you heard butter and you're back in the kitchen.
You smell some butter.
Mm-hmm. You are the same color as butter.
Yeah, he likes the butter.
All right, so I've got my stick of butter. All the pats are laid down. I'm gonna stick it in a 350-degree oven for 10 minutes. All right, so while that is in the oven, and I'm gonna show you how to do a quicker version because when I first started doing this, by the time you get the crust cool to put on the next layer and the next layer, sometimes it was stressful when you were trying to get it done quick. So the next thing we're gonna need is a brick of cream cheese, and we're gonna want it softened. And this is still soft, it's still cold, so I'm gonna stick it in the microwave. Oh, that's better. All right, so 30 seconds in the microwave. So we're gonna leave this. Actually, I'm gonna get 2/3 cup of sugar and put it in this bowl. All right, so we've got our brick of cream cheese and 2/3 cup sugar. In this bowl, we need to whip some cream. Although the original recipe calls for the package of dreamwhip, and I don't have any, and we got a snowstorm last night, and I am not going out this morning. There it goes. So if you are using real whipped cream, I'm gonna use 1 cup. Ooh, look at that. All right, so first off, we are gonna whip this cream. I'm gonna add just a touch of vanilla to the whipping cream. I'm not adding any sugar because we added a little extra to the cream cheese. If you're using Cool Whip, you wanna add a 1/2 cup of sugar to the cream cheese mixture because the Cool Whip is already sweetened. And then the 2/3 cup also if you're using Dream Whip because that is not sweetened. So, but if you want it that sweet, and you want all the sugar, you can have it as sweet as you want. I just like the sweet and the salty, definitely. This just takes a couple minutes. We'll be back when it stiff peaks. I call that stiff. That's good. All right, so using the same mixer in your next bowl with the cream cheese and the sugar, just beat it up real gentle till it's creamy. Okay, that looks good. All right, now we're gonna marry the two together and fold. Actually, I'm not gonna really fold it. Just get all that. Stick the cream cheese into the whipped cream. So this is our middle layer of this salad. Just so delicious. Give it a quick stir here. That looks so good. All right, so that middle layer is ready. I'm gonna clean off my beaters here. Now you smell the whipped cream, don't you? All right, so that is ready. We are going to just throw this in the fridge until our pretzel crust comes out of the oven and it gets cooled. But that is all done. And can you tell it's Thanksgiving time? Because my fridge is stuffed. Okay, so there's that. We're gonna wait for the pretzel crust to come out and then we'll be back again. Man, who knew butter and pretzels smelled so delicious? Yeah. All right, so we're gonna let this cool. I'm actually gonna let my Pyrex cool a little longer and then I'm gonna take it outside and set it on our patio table to cool all the way. All right, so as our crust cools, I'm gonna turn on my tea kettle to get my water boiling for the Jello topping, which is the top layer of that. And when the water's to a boil and our crust is cool, then I'll be back. So we got geese flying over. It's so dirty out. All right, so I just took my pretzels out to our patio table in the snow to cool, and I got my water boiling. We're gonna make the Jello. So what you're gonna want is the big package of Jello. This is 6 ounces, but we are not gonna make it to package instructions. We have our own special set to follow. So I usually use glass bowls when I'm making this, just because plastic bowls sometimes have oil in it, and that's gonna affect all of your recipes. So in here, we're gonna put 2 cups of boiling water in here. Some recipes I've seen add a small can of pineapple tidbits. Now, if you want to do that, drain the juice and put the juice in here, then add your boiling water to it, and then you can put your pineapple in with the raspberries or strawberries. So again, you can use strawberry Jello or raspberry Jello. And our store did not have any strawberries, so I'm actually using strawberries that I froze this last summer, which is totally fine. If you got raspberries or strawberries in your freezer from your garden, it's the holidays and you should enjoy them. So we're just gonna dissolve this. Just takes a couple minutes. And then we're gonna put this Jello in the fridge because you kind of want it soft set when you pour it on top of the whipped cream, on top of the pretzels. This, I'm making this the day ahead. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving. I know this is not gonna air for a couple more weeks, but it'll air in time for you guys to make it for Christmas. This definitely can be easily made the day before, and the leftovers are certainly terrific the next day too. I'm gonna add a few ice cubes just to get it cooled off. What is that, about 1.5 cups? And then I'm gonna add my strawberries, okay. But I made a mess.
It's an ASMR stream now. Look at that.
Oh, because of the sound? There is a certain sound, huh? All right, I'm gonna pick these out because I really don't want them in there. When I was a kid, when we'd make Jello, we'd always get to eat the ice cubes, the little Jello, and we always thought it was such a treat.
I'll try it.
Well, they got a little Jello on them, so it's like sweet ice cubes. All the things we did as kids is so funny. All right, so I've just got frozen strawberries, and yeah, there's juice and everything because they're from when I made that jam. Just dump them in. Woo! And just give them a stir, and then we're gonna really gently set this in the fridge until our crust fully cools, and this is gonna set up so it's a little wiggly, but still pourable. So I made a space in the fridge. I have another fridge in the garage too, but we're just using this one right today. Put it in there. Okay. And I'll be back probably in about 20 minutes when our crust is totally cool and the Jello is half set. Okay, so it literally has been 15 minutes. I set my timer. This is nice and cooled since it's outside in the snow. And my Jello is, you can kind of see how it's kind of half set. It's soft set, I guess you want to call it. So with a spatula and our cream cheese whipped cream mixture, I kind of plop it because we're going to spread this on the crust, and you have to be super gentle because the pretzels kind of move around a little. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. So this just takes a second, but you want to spread it around. Using real whipped cream makes it a lot stiffer than. So the important thing on this layer is that you want to get it all the way out to the edge and go all the way. Oh, see, this is what happens. If that happens and you lift up some of your pretzels, stick them back down and just work with it because they do kind of pick up a little. But you want to seal your crust all the way over to the edge of your glass. Boy, this is so much thicker. I'm used to Dreamwhip. See if I can push some more out here.
This mama got your undivided attention.
He's got whipped cream and butter. Everything smells so good, Mom. All right, so just take your spatula and go all the way around the perimeter to make sure, whoops, see when you got a pretzel sticking up, you got a hole. This is gonna be your sealer so that the Jello doesn't seep into the pretzels on the bottom. So when I first started making this, I had a couple holes sometimes and I saw the Jello just seep right down to the bottom. I think that looks pretty good. Get all that goodness off there. All right. Quick cleanup. All right, now we've got our Jello. I had a tiny bit of pineapple left in my fridge from when we made strombolis this last week, so I threw that in here. So if you see pineapple in there, just know that I just found it in the fridge and I thought, we'll just stick it in because it's good. So here you want to be really gentle. I usually use the spoon. See how soft it is and kind of, there we go. Pour it in there. And then I just kind of move the strawberries around. If you have fresh strawberries, just slice them real thin. You can even set them in real pretty, but like I said, mine are from this summer when we had fresh strawberries, so. Okay, so now you're gonna wanna very gently take this to the fridge and it's gonna need to set for at least 2 to 4 hours or overnight until you serve it. And then you can just slice it and cut it and it is delicious and salty and sweet and everybody is gonna love it and you're gonna want it at all of your holiday parties from now on. I almost guarantee it. So I just want to say thanks again for joining me today as I showed you how to make strawberry Jello pretzel salad or pretzel salad, because you can use raspberries too. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and turn the bell on for notifications. I've got recipes coming out every week and I'd love to see you on the next one. Thanks again, and you guys have a wonderful holiday season. We'll see you on the next episode. Okay, we're good. Everything's rolling.
Everything.
I'm just trying to think of what I want to say.
But make it quick.
Liquid ice cream for sure.
It's gotta be.
I will. It's going back in the fridge.
I know, but it's totally the way of your.
Whip it, go.
And action!
Okay.
Gonna taste good, I know.